What's up guys, Vibin' Jivin' back with another video. Today's video is going to change your life. I'm going to be talking about one of the best things I taught myself in college, and it is how to use laziness to become successful. Let's hop right into it. So while I was in school studying astrophysics, I also worked in a restaurant, I was in a fraternity, and I was trying to become a full-time streamer. So that's a lot of stuff to manage, but my teacher taught me something that changed my life. This guy was the GOAT. He didn't even really feel like my teacher. He would always roast me in front of the whole class, and he'd let me roast him back. He was lit. He'd always let us come to his room and ask him questions, but he said something one day. He was like, "Stop coming to me for questions. If you don't know something, just look it up online." I was like, bruh, bet. But the answers were never online. He more so just wanted us to look up the concepts and find the clues to answering problems by looking up stuff online and learning from that. And so that's the first tip in this video. No matter what your question is, whether it be how to start editing, how to do this, how to do that, look it up online. There's tutorials on everything. If you ever don't know what something is, just look it up online. We live in an age where we have so much knowledge at our fingertips whenever we want it. We don't need to know it. We can just look it up online. It's like we have the answers to everything all the time with a simple search of something on Google. And this is something that you need to keep in mind throughout life. If you ever have something you want to pursue, look up online, how do I pursue it? You can build a career and learn whatever you want to learn simply by looking it up online. You don't have to dig around in textbooks anymore. You don't have to struggle to find information. All you have to do is search it. So that's one of the biggest things I learned in college. And that kind of falls into how to use laziness to become successful. All you have to do is search something and you can literally learn and master any hobby, whatever you want, just by searching it up. But let me tell you my lazy approach to work. I wouldn't even call it lazy per se. It's more so just smart. So with everything I do, I try to figure out how I can do it the fastest. Because a lot of times, I don't want to spend hours on end working on one thing. I just want to get it done fast so then I can go chill. So before I start any project, I think to myself, how can I get this done the absolute fastest with the least amount of work? Which is why this falls in the laziness category, because you're doing the least amount of work while getting a task done. Basically, all you need to do is take that time before you start a project and think, how can I get this done in the quickest, laziest way possible and still have a really good end product? So let me give you an example. When it came to schoolwork in high school, I was one of those guys that didn't want to do his homework at the end of the day. I just wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to go chill with friends, watch Netflix, whatever. So anytime a teacher was talking about something that I already knew, I would subtly work on my homework while they're talking. And I'm sure a lot of you have done this too. But if they're talking about something you don't know, obviously you need to listen up. But a lot of times teachers, they'll just trail off and talk about stuff that you don't really need to know. And so during those times, I would always be on the ready so that I could get my work done so then I don't have to do it later. The reason this falls in the laziness category is because you don't want to do it later. You want to do other stuff. You want to have time in the day to chill. A lot of teachers, they set up these rules like, oh, you can't work on your homework in class. You got to be fully focused on what I'm saying. But a lot of times they're saying stuff that doesn't even matter. And when I know that's the case, I whip out my homework and work on it until they tell me I can't. Sometimes you'll find a dope teacher that doesn't care if you work on other homework. And believe me, I took advantage of those classes. I'd say 90% of the time, I'd get my homework done in class throughout high school. So then every single day after school, I could do whatever I want. So that's just one example. Obviously, if your teachers say don't work on homework, don't get in trouble by working on it. But if you can manage to do it, because then you don't have as much stuff at the end of the day and you can put that time towards other things, whether it be a side hobby or just chilling with friends or watching Netflix. Now let me give you another example. So a lot of you probably know I have another YouTube channel called Jivin' TV that blew up to 100K over the past 5 months. So I had been talking to a lot of other up-and-coming YouTubers, and a lot of them said that they would spend 5 to 10 hours on a video. Well, a lot of my older videos only took me around 1 or 2 hours to make, and they'd get around the same amount of views. The way I did this is I went into it knowing that I had a certain amount of time in the day. So if I wanted to upload the maximum amount of videos possible, I had to figure out a strategy to take the least amount of time possible per video, while also creating a really nice outcome. So I spent 1 hour strategizing how I can make videos the fastest without losing quality. And taking the time to think about that saved me hundreds and hundreds of hours in the future. For those of you that are interested in knowing how I make my videos, basically I use Audacity to record voiceovers. And for the videos that don't take very long, basically I just record one really long voiceover, just like this, that doesn't follow a long gameplay or anything like that. I just talk about a topic. And then I just put a bunch of gameplay into a video, add transitions, add music, and then I'm done. Since the gameplay doesn't have to follow along the voice a lot of times, the videos don't take very long because all I have to do is record a 10-minute long voiceover, cut up some gameplay, and then you're basically done. And then regarding thumbnails, instead of doing like 3D modeling, spending an hour or two on a thumbnail, I just went into creative, did an emote, went into replay mode, took a screenshot, and then that was it. Added some text, boom, done. Now I have a designer making all my thumbnails for me and it's way higher quality, but I blew up just doing that really simple thumbnail design. Don't get me wrong, thumbnails are really important, but my strategy worked, you know? It was still eye-catching, it still caught attention, because I would take like a minute strategizing text, like what should I have the text say in the thumbnail? And then that would get people's attention. Anyways, that's basically how I did those really easy videos. Some of them are like follow-alongs, which take a lot longer because I have to record the voiceover as I edit the video and make everything align. But yeah, that was the lazy strategy that I used, but it still made high-quality finished products. So the 2 tips that I said so far. 1, anytime you don't know something but you want to know the answer, don't say, I wish I knew the answer. Just take a second and look it up online. It's so easy. If you want to learn an instrument or something, look up beginner guide for how to play the piano. Or if you want to learn one song on piano, just search how to play that one song. It's so easy. And second, take some time before you start a long task that you're really like, I don't want to do this, it's going to take so long. Think about how you can get it done the fastest. Use strategies like, I'm not going to look at my phone during this. I'm going to put all my attention towards this so then I can chill right after it. I want to bang it out and never have to think about it again. Taking that approach can really help you get stuff done. And the reason I call it the lazy strat is because my teacher in college always called me lazy for doing stuff like this. I don't know why, it was more so just me getting stuff done efficiently and with the least amount of effort possible. Like I would do this on his homework all the time. I'd get it done as quick as possible, as lazy as possible, but I'd get all the right answers and I'd get 100%, you know? One other tip is don't let temptation get to you. During college, I lived in a frat and my frat brothers always were, coming into my room being like, let's do this, let's do that. You gotta learn to say no when you actually need to get stuff done. If you know for a fact that you'll be able to do it later, then that's cool, go hang with your friends. But if you need to get something done, whether it be, do a live stream, make a YouTube video, get your homework done, don't get tempted in by the things you want to do, get the stuff done that you need to, so that you can be lazy after. It's always better to get stuff done at the start of the day because then you're not going to be stressed throughout the rest of the day. If you go to hang out with your friends before you do your homework, you're going to be more stressed while hanging out with your friends. But if you bang it out at the start of the day, you're going to be feeling so good and you're going to enjoy your hangout so much more. But yeah, not going to lie, those are probably the 2 biggest things I learned in college. Obviously, I learned stuff about the field I was studying, but the best life advice that I learned was you can simply figure out anything you want by searching it up. And by doing things efficiently, or what my teacher called lazily, you can get stuff done so much faster and still have the same end product. You'll accomplish so much more in life by doing this. Hopefully this video helped you out. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and use code JIVINTV in the Fortnite item shop. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!